Hey guys, Romie here, so please like, comment, subscribe. This is my review for Scandal, Season 7, Episode 3, 101 Days. So this episode is the basically the all Fitz episode. It starts off with Fitz. He leaves the White House, and it's that decompression of he's taking the car ride. You see people with signs saying, oh Litz forever, I love you. I appreciate the fan portion of that being included into the final season, because Sean is just like, she doesn't care. She's going to talk about whatever she talks about. She's going to bring up whatever she wants to bring up. And we see these analysts trying to figure out, okay, so what is he going to actually do once he's there? How is he going to readjust? Fitz goes to sleep alone with no one. He left the White House kind of with Olivia, kind of not, going to Vermont with no one, as far as he thought. Then we get to the main issue. He comes downstairs and he has essentially a lawn maintenance person. He has a general house assistant. He has a cook. He has executive assistant. He also has another assistant to cover that executive assistance. And I'm thinking, what? It makes sense because he's the president, but Fitz likes to pretend like he's independent and he's not the traditional politician. So he decided that he wanted to go and fire everyone. He said, give them a year's pay and send them on their way. I'm thinking, Fitz, we'll see how long this actually lasts, because you don't even realize how much people do for you. And that's Fitz's ultimate issue. He doesn't realize until it's too late how much people actually do for him. He's talking to his bodyguard. That's what really is. He's talking to his bodyguard. His bodyguard's even saying, "You even fired the driver?" Yeah, because I'm going to drive myself. No past president has ever actually driven on civilian roads. You can drive all along your state, but not on regular roads. And I'm thinking, Lord, you don't know who you're messing with. So Fitz, he actually goes to the store, and every magazine has pictures of him and Olivia on the front cover, and he doesn't really realize how huge that is. He goes to the store, and he doesn't have that regular car anymore. He has to go and activate his car because he's never had to use it. And it was funny because you saw how the checkout woman, she was helping him out. She was like, see this right here? No, you just put the card in there. Oh no, you have the sticker on there, so you have to go and activate. It's like, oh, I need to activate the card. Mind you, the person who's activating his card knows who he is. And it's just like, yes, Mr. President, da, 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 da. So then he realizes, oh my God. Oh, I am the president. He does his normal routine, which is he cooks for himself. The food looked dry and didn't look like it had taste. It even looked cooked. I said, that's nasty. Fitz, really? Really? And next thing we know, you see this man named Steven. He's essentially at this war general's statue. He's there and he's protesting because he's trying to figure out, I know to a lot of people this guy was a hero, but Raymond Sist is the general's name. Raymond Sist, he not only was a slave owner, he raped a lot of slaves and then essentially sold the kids back into slavery. Some messed up stuff like that. And so he's trying to figure out, why does this man get to go and have a statue when there's other people who've been doing great things or did great things in the community that helped a lot of people, and they didn't do anything evil like that. Fitz is looking at this guy and he's just like, oh, okay. Yeah, that's something. But, Fitz is in La La Land right now, so he has nothing better to do. He starts going through, because remember, he has a presidential library. He needs to go through all his stuff, decide on what's also going to be put in that library. He finds the gun, and I said, why does that gun look familiar? I know it looks familiar. We find out later the meaning of that gun, but for right now, Fitz is bored. Fitz wants company. Fitz wants attention. Fitz wants affection. I'm trying to think, who did he call? Because he called someone. Let me see. Okay, so he did call Marcus. So he called Marcus because Marcus agreed to go there with him. Marcus, on the other hand, was in Cuba. He was having a lot of fun. He was having sex. And he's not dating, but he was seeing this Cuban native. And she said, why don't you come to this hotel that I'm at? She said, that hotel? No. If I do that, they're going to think I'm a prostitute. And it was like, what? A black Cuban. She was essentially saying that black Cubans, they're seen as lower class or lower than. I said, dang. Dang. And so going to an establishment like that, they're going to think that she's a prostitute. They're definitely not going to think she belongs. And dumb Marcus says, well, I'm black. What's the problem? You're thinking, yo, you're a gringo. You're black on the outside. So you are black. Absolutely. But you fit right in with them. Essentially what she was trying to say. So Marcus, down by the pool, in his, might as well have been a Speedo, going and look at all the people there. Everyone was some type of potential like European white. Essentially some type of European white. And Marcus decides, I'm actually going to go back. So he goes back to Vermont with Fitz. They're going to go and, you know, he's a planner. So he already has Fitz library location all scouted out. Fitz had no idea because, again, Fitz is in La La Land. He doesn't really know what's going on. So now Marcus and Fitz, well, each day Marcus is looking at the TV to see what Steven's doing, and he misses that work, but he's not sure if he was making a bigger change in the White House or out there in the streets. So he's glad to be here. They're going to do a fundraiser because they need to raise funds for the library. It's essentially $250,000 per plate. That's essentially like your entry fee. And then Marcus said in the real bidding, I said the real, damn, the real? All right. Now, while all that's going on, Fitz has, we do get into this issue of who's going to be in his library, who's going to have a prominent place. And we get to the conversation of the fact that Olivia deserves to be in there, so she will be in there. But Marcus is trying to say Olivia was a huge part. Fitz is trying to downplay it, and Marcus is looking at her like, really? So then Fitz doesn't want to talk about this heavy stuff. He just wants to go and have a drink. And actually, regardless if he said it later, I'm going to say it now. Maybe I'll just hold off a little bit. While they're there, again, they see Steven, and Marcus has that revelation of he's not sure if he's doing this really impactful. And then they get into this weird conversation of the fact, because I almost forgot that it should be weird because Marcus was dating Melly, and Fitz and Olivia almost got married. Now, they knew each other, they love each other, yeah, that's great. But Marcus worked for Olivia, and of course Melly is Fitz's ex-wife. And Fitz wants to talk about it. It's like, we don't talk about these things in the bar. What's wrong with you? Fitz is just trying to figure out, you know, what the next chapter of his life is, how to go and dissociate his life from essentially Olivia. Now, Fitz is getting ready for this whole big, for the party, and he can't find his cufflinks. Marcus finds it, and it's like, yo, here it is. Because Fitz was saying how, oh, you know, I don't need anyone. I can do everything all by myself. And yet he can't find his cufflinks. Now, Marcus felt a certain way because he's looking at Fitz after they saw the fact that, uh-oh, Steven's starting to lose steam, starting to get colder. You know, maybe if we say something. And no, it wasn't that. It was the whole education bills. Like, maybe we need to say something regarding that. And Fitz said, no. You know, it's my wife's trying to go and do something like that. Can't go and put my... No. Fitz wanted to go and do something for the education bill. Marcus said don't, because your wife is a woman. She's a woman, and she's the president now. You can't go and possibly think that it'll be a good look for you to come in and save the day. She has to be able to go and do this stuff by herself. And it kind of goes to a separate conversation because I'm just going to have to do it now because this irked me. So I'm going to have to do this now. When Marcus was telling Fitz, look, congratulations. Now you understand how it feels to be a woman, especially a black woman. Because Fitz was upset that he was trying to figure out, why can't I go and do this? Why can't I go and do that? It's just like, hello? You can't just go and do whatever you want. I know that's what this world essentially told you, but that's not reality. That's not how things really work. And when he goes in, as far as Olivia a little bit later, that's amazing. Now, Fitz had this whole hee hee ha ha moment with the donors, and he talked about this story that I didn't care about. At the very least, later on down the line, he's there with a big contributor, and the contributor is making these jokes, and the contributor was like, at one point, he was like, hey, Chico, to Marcus. And again, that means boy. So, in a not so subtle way, he called Marcus boy, because even Fitz looked like, and Marcus is like, okay, okay. So then, when they're like, well, we need more wine, Fitz said, bottle of Bordeaux, 1958. Marcus down in the cellar. I said, who are you talking to like that? Who are you, Mr. Who are you, Mr. Fitzgerald? Who are you talking to like that? Marcus said, it's funny. No, why don't you go and get that yourself? You have no idea how much I appreciate that. Fitz makes a joke about it. It's like, well, the doctor did say I need to go and get some exercise. So then after that was done, Marcus goes upstairs and he starts packing his stuff. Fitz comes up there and is like, what's wrong with you? You can't go and essentially quit before I fire you. Marcus said, I am tired of you. You are entitled. You're entitled and you even realize how entitled you really are. The fact that you think that, oh, whatever you say goes just because you're the president, just because it was essentially your birthright, I don't care. You think that you won the presidency for yourself. You think that you got all of this on your own merit. You want to downplay Olivia's role and everything, orchestrating everything. You want to just say, oh, Olivia was there because she handled my second term and she was a big part of that, and she'll have the same recognition as Cyrus. For the fact is, Olivia had to work 10 times harder to get you in the spot that you are so that you can get all the credit and glory. And for you not to return the favor, you not to show her the ounce of respect to show that she, as a black woman in America, had to do X, Y, and Z, jump through hoops to help you, and you can't even have the common courtesy to go and give her a thank you by giving her, you're essentially giving her honorable mention. And that guy downstairs, he essentially called me boy. He called me boy. You gave me that look of don't say anything. I didn't. Next thing you know, you're ordering me around like I'm your servant. I don't care that I work for you. Congratulations. I have a mind of my own. I'm not here to go and just hold your cufflinks and just have someone to talk to when you want to talk about your boring and stupid golf stories that you have a million of, as if you actually think I care about them. Oh. What is going on? Because I appreciate that scene so much. So then, at one point, Fitz was just like, oh, you want to get crunk? Okay. All right. If you want, knuck if you buck. He was like, because Marcus said, say it one more time. Say it one more time. And the thing is, I don't have to hit you. It's not going to happen because I know you're not the type that would go and even put yourself in that situation. And then Fitz came forward, said what he's... No, Fitz actually hit Marcus first. I didn't expect that. I said, Marcus, get it together. So then he hits him, and then they start tussling, and I said, uh-oh, this is bad. And I said this is bad because I realized, no, security, no, the guard's going to come in here. I said, oh my God, don't you do this to Marcus. Don't you do that to Marcus. Don't you dare. We need at least one strong black man on the show. Don't kill him off. Don't kill him off. R.I.P. Harrison. Anyway, so then Fitz was like, all right, let him go. So Marcus still leaves. And I'm glad because Fitz, like I've always told you guys, Fitz is selfish. Fitz is way too self-assured for someone who doesn't know us. He's so entitled that it hurts, and that's why I hated most about his character. Anyway, Marcus calls Melly, and she essentially realized, oh, okay, you're in phase 2. What? Phase 2 of the Fitz love saga. First, you believe in him. He can change the world. He pumps you up, and while pumping himself up, you're in phase 2 where reality set in. You realize that all of the aspirations, you're the one that's essentially going to have to work for him. You know, it's not his fault. He really was born with a silver, gold, and platinum spoon in his mouth. It really just depends on the time of day. And here's what we need to do. We need to go in there and support him because, unfortunately, the world views him as the person that deserves the accolades, that deserves to be up there that just deserves. So you need to go and be the one to use him and make sure that you're able to capitalize off of it. Don't go and lose that opportunity because he's sometimes unbearable, because he has a great heart. He really does care about people. It's just that he can't do much of anything on his own, but he can get anything accomplished. Just think about that. I said, even though you're right, this is still irking me. So then, something that I really needed to see in my life was Papa Pope is back. Papa Pope is back. He had Fitz's gun, and she was like, I would have killed you if I really wanted to. That's not my goal here. So then he gives Fitz the gun, and he said, look, you went and left, and you gave her power. Gave her power of what? You gave her the ability to go and essentially do whatever she wanted. She controls B613 because he was trying to see if, did you get any weird electronic packages? Did you get anything that you didn't recently order that just come in that house? Did you hear any clicking sounds? Did you hear echoes when you're on the phone? Did you? And Fitz said, of course not. What are you talking about? Olivia is controlled B613, and first Fitz was like, no, that can't be the case. And you look kind of serious. So even if you are, there's no way she would run it the same way you would. The issue is she is better than me. The issue is she has the ability to go and essentially get whatever she wants accomplished, and no one can really stop her. No one can truly stop her, and that's just terrifying. Look, you need to go and do something fast, because at this point, I have to actually go and run back to make sure she doesn't realize that something's wrong. That's how much of a range she has something on me. I mean, at least she has on me. So be very clear. Be very clear about this. You need to go and handle this, because you can't let her go and control the White House and that organization at the same time. You really think you know her? Watch. Give her time. She's going to be 10 times worse than me, and she has no checks and balances because she made sure to remove all of them before she took control. I'm thinking, Papa Pope, even though what you're saying is true, I feel like Olivia's going to get caught up, and that's the main downfall, but I don't trust Papa Pope, because B613 is necessary. It's been proven. So, what does that mean? Papa Pope's going to take control like he's done time after time? Is that what that really means? Because I don't want to see that. Not in the least. Marcus comes back, and he talks to Fitz. Fitz is rocking at night in this rocking chair with his gun, and he talks about the story how Cyrus told him, watch, after everything's said and done, you're going to take that gun, you're going to shoot yourself. It was a gift from, I think, like his father or whatever. But I'm looking at this like, do you see how menacing this is? So Marcus said, you're not going to shoot yourself, right? He said, no, that's not what I'm trying to do. And so Fitz essentially says, you know what? I hear what you're saying. I really do. Olivia, about Olivia. I had some revelations, but I'm going to have to go back to Washington, after Millie's 100 days are up. And of course, I'm going to need your help. It does involve Liv, but I can't let you know what it is. But I want to make sure I do something impactful before I leave. So he goes to where Steven is. That's the protester. And he goes there with the camera crew. He goes, hugs him. Steven was like, no, I need you guys to go because I'm going to give up. Fitz was like, no, don't you dare give up. You're doing something bigger. You're doing something better. Don't you dare give up. I'm supporting you. And Fitz gave him gloves. I said, So his pants look kind of dirty. That coat looks really messed up, but you got him some gloves. Okay, that was a petty part of me, because I'm thinking, okay, all right, if you say so. Next thing we know, Steven, because I'm thinking, yo, this is cute, but this isn't as memorable. That you need something now really just seal the deal. So thankfully, that social media aspect kicked in. It was like, a pitch for the gram, just one pitch for the gram. Yeah. And this was like, of course. So then, of course, Steven goes, he gets that line together, gets the arch, takes that picture, and that's what did it. That picture, not even with the camera crews and all that, that picture on social media went viral. It went from maybe a couple of thousand likes to hundreds of thousands to over 11 million likes on Instagram. That is insane for a picture. I don't think a picture's ever hit that many, actually, now that I'm thinking about it. So that again reinvigorated everything. And so now it's time for, and then the statue was taken down. We saw that there was a lot of people there, a lot of, you know, it was a very mixed crowd in a positive way. And they took the picture down. So it's just like, don't give up, don't give up. And a lot of times you just need someone to care about this, someone to focus on it, because that's what Marcus was saying earlier in the episode. Just looking at Fitz, kind of like, dude, you're gonna really pretend like this is happening? You don't want to go muddle in this, and you don't want to put your face on this, your brand on this. He's gonna handle this. No, sometimes people need help. So I'm glad that all that grandstanding that Fitz was trying to do before, the nerve of that man acting like Olivia Pope wasn't the reason why he got into the White House both times. Are you kidding me? Are we gonna act like the fights didn't happen? Trash. Anyway, so now we see that Fitz, he gets out of that elevator. He makes his way to Olivia's, and they're gonna have a real conversation. I'm excited to see that. So, gets into that elevator, gets out. Now, this was just moments later where she's coming up herself, and her reporter dude's there. They're making out, and she just has that look of, he has that look of, I have that look of. Woo! So that was it. Please like, comment, subscribe. Oh, Jesus. Oh, Jesus. Fix it, Jesus. Fix it, fix it, fix it.